When the market crashes, most people just see red numbers. They see their net worth drop 10% in a week, they panic, and they freeze. But the tax-savvy investor sees something completely different. They see a coupon, a massive government-subsidized coupon. Tax loss harvesting is the only mechanism in the financial world that lets you take a position that is underwater, sell it, turn that market pain into a tangible tax asset. This tangible tax asset erases your tax bill, and then you immediately buy a similar investment so your long-term plan doesn't actually change. You still own the market recovery, but you have squeezed the IRS for a discount. It is the closest thing to a free lunch you will find in a bear market, provided you don't trip over the one rule designed to stop you. This strategy is effectively making lemonade out of lemons.
But the recipe is strictly regulated. The goal here isn't to sell out of the market and go to cash. That is panic selling, and that destroys wealth.
The goal is to stay fully invested while booking a loss on paper. We are going to walk through exactly how this works mechanically, the specific math that makes it profitable, and the wash sale rule that acts as the trapdoor for people who try to do this without reading the manual.
It sounds technical, but it's actually behavioral. Before we get into the IRS code, I want to mention that this is probably the highest ROI activity you can do with your time this week.
If you spend 20 minutes understanding this, it could save you thousands of dollars a year in taxes for the rest of your investing life.
If you appreciate deep dives that respect your intelligence and your wallet, go ahead and subscribe. We don't do hype here, we just do the math.
Now, let's look at why selling a loser is actually a winning move. There is a massive misconception in the buy and hold community that you should never sell anything. We are taught that selling is a sign of weakness or a lack of discipline, and usually that is true. If you sell because you are scared, you lose. But tax loss harvesting is not about abandoning your portfolio strategy. It is about optimizing it. The myth is that a paper loss.
The reality is that a paper loss is useless. It sits there mocking you. A realized loss, however, is a tool.
The IRS does not care about your paper losses. They only care when you click sell. Until you realize that loss, you cannot use it to offset your gains. Mechanically, here is what happens. You bought Fund A for $10,000. The market tanks, and now it is worth $8,000.
You have an unrealized loss of $2,000. If you do nothing and the market recovers, you are back to square one. But if you harvest, you sell Fund A at $8,000.
You realize the $2,000 loss. That $2,000 goes onto your tax return as a deduction against capital gains. But here's the key. You immediately take that $8,000 of cash and buy Fund B. Fund B is similar to Fund A, maybe a different brand of it.
You are still invested. If the market rips higher the next day, you participate in the rally with Fund B. But come April 15th, you have a $2,000.
The reason most people don't do this isn't because the math is hard. It's because it hurts your ego. Toward a loss, you have to admit mathematically,
humans hate finalizing a loss. We prefer the fantasy that it will come back while holding the original asset. It feels safer to hold the bag than to dump it. This is called the disposition effect. We hold losers too long and sell winners too soon. Tax loss harvesting forces you to break that psychological floor. You are actively realizing the loss, but you are reframing it. You aren't admitting defeat, you are banking a tax asset. You have to separate your emotional attachment to Fund A from your financial goal of wealth maximization. The protocol for this needs to be precise. You cannot sit in cash. If you sell Fund A, wait 3 days, think about it, and then buy Fund B, you are taking on market risk.
In those 3 days, the market could jump 5%. If that happens, you just lost more money in missed gains than you saved in taxes. The execution must be seamless. Sell and buy in the same trading session, ideally almost simultaneously. This ensures that your portfolio's beta, its exposure to the market moves, remains constant. You are changing the vehicle, not the destination. Now you might be thinking, Alex, I don't have any capital gains this year, so this is useless to me. And that is where most people stop. They leave thousands of dollars on the table because they think losses only offset gains. That is wrong. That IRS has but there is a strict limit. If you ignore this limit, you aren't just missing a tax break. You're missing a cash flow upgrade. Here is the rule regarding ordinary income. If your capital losses exceed your capital gains, or if you have no gains at all, that includes your W-2 salary, interest income, or business income. $3,000 might sound like a rounding error if you have a large portfolio. But think about the tax rate arbitrage. Capital gains are usually taxed at 15% or 20%.
Ordinary income can be being able to wipe out $3,000 of income at your highest marginal rate is incredibly efficient. Let's run the numbers on that $3,000 deduction.
If you are in the 32% federal bracket, and let's say a 5% state bracket, your marginal tax rate is 70%.
That is over $1,000 the government effectively pays you just for clicking a few buttons to swap funds. If you do this every year for a
Not including the growth on that money. And remember, that is just the limit for ordinary income. There is no limit on offsetting capital gains.
If you have a $100,000 gain from selling a house or a winning stock, you can offset that entirely if you have enough harvested losses. Here's the twist that makes a market crash valuable. What if you lose $50,000 in a crash? You can only deduct $3,000 against your salary this year. So do you lose the other $47,000? No. You carry it forward indefinitely. It becomes a tax asset on your balance.
It sits there waiting. 5 years from now, if you sell a rental property or rebalance a winner for a $40,000 profit, you are effectively prepaying your future taxes using the misery of today's market crash. So the strategy during a deep drawdown,
It is to harvest as much as humanly possible. You want to build up a massive war chest of carryover losses. I look at my carryover balance like a savings account. If I have a huge carryover loss, it gives me freedom. It means I can rebalance my portfolio later without fear of tax drag. It means I can sell a high-flying tech stock without handing 20% to Uncle Sam. You are banking the loss now to buy flexibility later. Don't be afraid of generating a loss that is too big to use this year. That is actually the point. However, the IRS is not in the business of handing out free money without a catch. They have a specific rule designed to stop you from gaming the system, and if you trigger it, your entire tax deduction vanishes into thin air. It's called the wash sale rule. If you get this wrong, you don't just lose the benefit, you create a messy accounting nightmare that can haunt you for years. And the trickiest part? Don't be afraid of generating a loss that is too big to use this year. That is actually the point. However, the IRS is not in the business of handing out free money without a catch. That creates a 61-day window around your trade. If you violate this, the IRS disallows the loss. You can't claim it on your taxes this year. Instead, that loss gets added to the cost basis of the new shares you bought. It's not gone forever. You get it back when you eventually sell the new shares. But the immediate tax benefit is dead. The government wants to prevent you from claiming a tax loss while maintaining the exact same economic position. The confusion comes from the phrase substantially identical. The IRS has never strictly defined it, but we know the guardrails. If you sell the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, VOO,
they track the exact same index, they are substantially identical. However, if you sell an S&P 5 stock market ETF,
they track different indices. One has 500 companies, the other has 4,000. They are correlated, they move together. Here is the psychological trap, or rather, the automation trap. Dividend reinvestment. This is the most common way smart people... Let's say you sell a stock on December 15th to harvest a loss. You plan to stay out of it for 31 days, but in your IRA or a separate account, and on December 20th, it pays a dividend, which is automatically reinvested there. That tiny shares even as Jifty cares. The IRS looks at all your accounts together. You need to turn off automatic dividend reinvestment for any security you are harvesting. Look for the silver lining. Look for the losses you can harvest. Take the government up on their offer to share your pain. Keep your asset allocation steady. It's the one time in investing where losing money actually feels like winning. If you found this breakdown helpful, leave a comment. This strategy is a powerful tool for our investors, but it requires careful execution and a deep understanding of the rules. Many investors overlook the behavioral aspect of tax loss harvesting, allowing emotions to dictate their decisions. The key is to detach from the emotional pain of a market downturn and view it as a strategic opportunity. By realizing losses, this tax asset can then be used to reduce your current tax liability, providing immediate cash flow. This cash can then be... It's a cycle of turning adversity into advantage. The government, in essence, becomes your silent partner, subsidizing your investment strategy through tax breaks. However, the wash sale rule is the government's way of ensuring you don't exploit this system. It's a critical unfairly. The rule prevents you from selling a security at a loss and immediately buying a substantially identical one. This substantially identical phrase is where the nuance lies. By choosing a different yet correlated investment, you maintain your market exposure while legally realizing the loss. It's about understanding the spirit of the law, not just the letter. The IRS is looking for genuine changes in your economic position, not just paper shuffling. Another common pitfall is automatic dividend reinvestment. Many investors unknowingly trigger wash sales by having dividends from a substantially.
This seemingly minor detail can negate your entire tax deduction. It's crucial to review your account settings and disable automatic reinvestment during the harvesting period.
The benefits of tax loss harvesting extend beyond immediate tax savings. It allows you to defer taxes, receiving.
This deferred money can then compound over decades, significantly increasing your overall wealth. It's a powerful illustration of the time value of money. Furthermore, tax loss harvesting allows for rate arbitrage. You harvest losses during your peak earning years when you are in a higher tax bracket. Then, you pay the deferred taxes in retirement when your income is lower, potentially even 0% or 15% for capital gains.
It's not just deferral, it is optimization. And finally, there's the ultimate goal, the step up in basis.
Your heirs inherit the assets tax-free. All those deferred gains wiped out. All that future tax liability the skeptics warned you about, it vanishes.
In that scenario, tax loss harvesting wasn't just a deferral, it was permanent tax avoidance. Obviously, dying isn't a great investment. So, is it always right? No. If you plan to sell the asset in less than a year, don't bother. You'll just reset the clock on short. If you are in the 0% or 10% tax bracket, the benefit is minimal. But for anyone in the accumulation phase,
you don't get a gold star for overpaying your taxes. Instead, you empower yourself with a powerful financial tool that can significantly boost your long-term wealth. So next time the market crashes, don't just see red numbers. See an opportunity to harvest losses, reduce your tax burden, and accelerate your financial growth.
it's a hidden rule that, once understood, transforms market pain into a strategic advantage. Don't let fear or misinformation keep you from this powerful strategy.
Take control of your financial future. Learn the rules, apply the strategy, and watch your wealth grow, even in challenging market conditions.
This isn't just about saving money on taxes. It's about building a more resilient and optimized portfolio. It's about making smart, informed decisions that benefit you in the long run.
The power of compounding on tax savings is immense. Imagine the growth. Imagine on money that will the government.
This is the essence of financial intelligence, finding legal and ethical ways to maximize your returns and minimize your liabilities. It's about playing the game smarter. Don't be one of the many who leave thousands on the table. Take the time to understand tax loss harvesting and make it a regular part of your investment routine. It's a simple concept with profound implications for your financial well-being. The difference between a paper loss.
The IRS doesn't care about your feelings, they care about your actions. Make those actions count towards your financial advantage.
Remember, the goal is not to avoid taxes illegally, but to legally minimize your tax burden and maximize your investment returns. It's about smart tax planning. The substantially identical rule is the trickiest part, but with careful planning and a clear understanding of different indices, you can navigate it successfully. Always have a partner pair in mind for each asset class. This allows for quick and compliant execution when market opportunities arise. The automation trap of dividend reinvestment is a subtle but significant threat to your tax loss harvesting efforts. Be proactive and turn it off. This small action can save you from a major headache and preserve your valuable tax deductions. It's about attention to detail. The long-term benefits of tax loss harvesting, including deferral, rate arbitrage, and the step-up in basis, it's about understanding how the tax system works and using it to your advantage rather than letting it work against you. This is financial empowerment.
Don't be intimidated by the complexity. Break it down, understand each component, and implement it systematically. The rewards are substantial.
This strategy is not just for the ultra-wealthy, it's for anyone who wants to be smart about their investments and taxes. Every dollar saved is a dollar earned.
So embrace the market dips not with fear, but with a strategic mindset. Turn those red numbers into green. This is the hidden rule of smart investing. Always look for the silver lining, especially when others are panicking. Be the calm, strategic investor. The government offers this opportunity. It's up to you to seize it. Don't leave money on the table. Optimize your portfolio. This is your chance to turn market volatility into a personal financial victory. It's not just about surviving the market, it's about thriving in it. So what are you waiting for? Take action today. Review your portfolio, identify potential losses, and start harvesting. Your future self will thank you. This is the ultimate hidden rule. The market's pain can be your gain, but only if you know how to play the game. Be smart, be strategic, be Alex.
The journey to financial freedom is paved with smart decisions. Tax loss harvesting is one of those foundational decisions that can make a significant difference. Don't just ride the waves of the market, learn to surf them.
Use every tool at your disposal to navigate the financial landscape successfully. This is your moment. The difference between a good investor and a great investor often lies in their ability to leverage every available advantage. Tax loss harvesting is one such advantage. So take this knowledge, apply it, and watch your financial future transform. It's not magic, it's just smart math and strategic thinking. Be the investor who wins. This is the ultimate hidden rule. The market's pain can be your gain, but only if you know how to play the game. Be smart, be strategic, be Alex. The journey to financial freedom is paved with smart decisions. Tax loss harvesting is one of those foundational decisions that can make a significant difference. Don't just ride the waves of the market. Learn to surf them. Use every tool at your disposal to navigate the financial landscape successfully. The difference between a good investor and a great investor often lies in their ability to leverage every available advantage. Tax loss harvesting is one such advantage. So take this knowledge, apply it, and watch your financial future transform. It's not magic, it's just smart math and strategic thinking.
This is the ultimate hidden rule. The market's pain can be your gain, but only if you know how to play the game. Be smart, be strategic, be Alex. The journey to financial freedom is paved with smart decisions. Tax loss harvesting is one of those foundational decisions that can make a significant difference.
Don't just ride the waves of the market. Learn to surf them. Use every tool at your disposal to navigate the financial landscape successfully. This is your moment. The difference between a good investor and a great investor often lies in their ability to leverage every available advantage. So take this knowledge, apply it, and watch your financial future transform. It's not magic, it's just smart math and strategic thinking. Be the investor who wins.
This is the ultimate hidden rule. The market's pain can be your gain, but only if you know how to play the game. Be smart, be strategic, be Alex. The journey to financial freedom is paved with smart decisions. Tax loss harvesting is one of those foundational decisions that can make a significant difference.
Don't just ride the waves of the market. Learn to surf them. Use every tool at your disposal to navigate the financial landscape successfully. The difference between a good investor and a great investor often lies in their ability to leverage every available advantage. Tax loss harvesting is one such advantage.
So take this knowledge, apply it, and watch your financial future transform. It's not magic, it's just smart math and strategic thinking. Be the investor who wins. This is the ultimate hidden rule. The market's pain can be your gain, but only if you know how to play the game. Be smart, be strategic, be Alex.
The journey to financial freedom is paved with smart decisions. Tax loss harvesting is one of those foundational decisions that can make a significant difference. Don't just ride the waves of the market. Learn to surf them. Use every tool at your disposal to navigate the financial landscape successfully. The difference between a good investor and a great investor often lies in their ability to leverage every available advantage. Tax loss harvesting is one such advantage. So take this knowledge, apply it, and watch your financial future transform. It's not magic.
This is the ultimate hidden rule. The market's pain can be your gain, but only if you know how to play the game. Be smart, be strategic, be Alex.
The journey to financial freedom is paved with smart decisions. Tax loss harvesting is one of those foundational decisions that can make a significant difference. Don't just ride the waves of the market. Learn to surf them. Use every tool at your disposal to navigate the financial landscape successfully. The difference between a good investor and a great investor often lies in their ability to leverage every available advantage. Tax loss harvesting is one such advantage. So take this knowledge, apply it, and watch your financial future transform. It's not magic, it's just strategic thinking.
This is the ultimate hidden rule. Challenging market conditions can create opportunities, but only if you know how to play the game. Be smart, be strategic, be Alex. The journey to financial freedom is paved with smart decisions. Tax loss harvesting is one of those foundational decisions that can make a significant difference.
Don't just ride the waves of the market, learn to surf them. Use every tool at your disposal to navigate the financial landscape successfully. This is your moment.